on the Feherty show, I mean, I've interviewed 4 presidents, so I've interviewed 3 presidents, one of them twice.
Okay.
The Trumpster.
David Feherty, the most charismatic broadcaster in golf, recently made a move. Feherty, at 63 years old, is joining LIV Golf. This is a man who has hosted his own show on Golf Channel, where he has interviewed countless celebrities, including...
What constitutes a win for Donald Trump? In '87, you write Trump, The Art of the Deal, how to make money. And then in the early 90s, you discover how not to make it because, it goes down the toilet a little while for you. How do you make it out of that?
The insurrectionist ex-president Donald Trump, who, by the way...
Trump's golf craze is now in the news again, not because the former president was fudging his scores, but because he's cheating the very essence of the game. Unsurprisingly, he's teaming up with the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Tour. 2 LIV events will be hosted at Trump golf courses.
Unlike many others who did the usual song and dance of giving wish-washy answers on why they joined LIV Golf,
I've also seen the good that the game of golf has done throughout history.
But golf is a force for good, and I think as time goes on, hopefully people will see the good that they are doing.
Is there anywhere in the world you wouldn't play? If Vladimir Putin had a tournament, would you play there?
That's speculation. Not even going to comment on speculation.
So just in a generality, is there anywhere you wouldn't play on a moral basis? If the money was right, is there anywhere you wouldn't play?
I don't need to answer that question.
Sorry?
I don't need to answer that question.
the answers are dishonest as much as they are telling.
You were talking about this being good for the game of golf. The general perception is that this is all about the money, money for the players. Can you comment on that? What are your thoughts?
I don't necessarily agree with your premise.
Including this one by Lefty. Finally, someone just came out and said it. Of course, that person would be David Feherty. Money, Feherty told the Toledo Blade. People don't talk about it. I hear, well, it's to grow the game. Blank. They paid me a lot of money. For the record, Phil Mickelson received $200 million just to sign the dotted line. Dustin Johnson, per the Telegraph, received $125 million just to sign the dotted line. Bryson DeChambeau, over $125 million just to sign the dotted line. Feherty also commented on how the 9/11 Commission said the Saudi government was cleared of any wrongdoing in its role on that day. Recent FBI disclosures, however, say otherwise. Feherty also commented on how LIV Golf planned to donate at least $100 million to local charities. This is where he starts to lose us. Not that he already should have back in 2016, while noting that he's also never been a lead analyst until now. Feherty implied that he's been muzzled by people too easily offended by his brand of humor, wrote Awful Announcing's Jay Rigdon. An opportunity to be myself again, Feherty said. It's become more and more difficult, especially in sports broadcasting, to have any kind of character. Charles Barkley can say pretty much anything he wants because it's, oh, that's just Charles, and it is just Charles. But I have become more and more guarded over the last few years. There are people waiting around every corner hoping to be offended by something. Expletive, those people. Our lives are being shaped by small groups of mean-spirited people who have no sense of humor. We're in danger of losing our national sense of humor because of this. He's painting a picture of a society driven by PC principles when it's just not true. When I hear older, aged white men give a quote like this, it sounds off the alarms, as I'm sure many had internally just registered upon hearing these quotes. This is, of course, the standard reasoning trotted out by the cancel culture crowd whenever they want to be able to make bad jokes without facing any consequences. The idea that David Feherty, who continues to be paid increasing sums of money to speak on TV, has somehow had to operate within some sort of creative restraints that have hampered his career feels fairly ridiculous, wrote Rigdon, which I agree with, trotting out the tired narrative that being overly politically correct is somehow killing our national sense of humor when you call golf for a living is as lazy as his on-air shtick has gotten in recent years.